So, UFC Fight Night 178 just happened. Colby Covington just faced Tyron Woodley. Finally, there were a bunch of awesome fights. I saw many people making comparisons to pay-per-view event because it really reminded of an actual numbered event. The card was stacked. There were awesome fighters. It had everything. It had awesome finishes, great performances, and it was an all-around great night of fights. And yeah, so let's just jump into some of the fights. I will sort of go slowly into the idea of the video, as the title suggests, why I think about a year from now we're gonna see a welterweight title fight between Colby Covington, the champion, the not the current champion, but the champion that's gonna be a year from now, against not so much the up-and-coming then, but the up-and-coming now, Khamzat Chimaev. And yeah, I'll just explain why I think that fight's gonna happen, and I see it happening about in about a year or so. So we saw the return of Johnny Walker, sort of the return, because he's been losing for a while. He had to change gyms, and he defeated Ryan Spann. I saw John Jones making the comparison that the fight reminded him of a bar fight, and I mean, I can see why. The fight was crazy. That was truly a chaotic fight, and I mean, it was a fun fight, like bar fights are. So that was spot on. It was weird that John Jones was spot on about something, but yeah, that was an awesome fight. Finally, Johnny Walker maybe gonna get his grappling still sucks. I mean, let's be honest, but maybe he got a good enough confidence boost that he'll be more confident in his skill set, and yeah, just find a way to deal with grapplers. Because UFC is not giving him easy fights. Like, they keep giving him like very tough matchups, sort of skill wise. And yeah, Johnny Walker proved to be the better fighter. The elbows were legal, and yeah, he won that fight. He was the better man there. Yeah, Niko Price drew with Donald Cerrone. That was an interesting fight as well. I think 99% of people thought that Niko Price won. Donald Cerrone thought he won, but nobody were upset about the draw. Yeah, the point that was taken away was a bit surprising. Usually they're not taken away, at least not after the second poke. And it obviously was unintentional. Like, he wasn't even having his fingers up in the air all the time. So that was a bit weird. Not sure, is it because he was fighting against a legend, Donald Cerrone, that is, the future Hall of Famer, or something else. I don't know, because the judge was experienced, so I'm not sure why he came to that conclusion. But yeah, that was an awesome fight. That was a weird fight because both fighters really respected each other. Like, you can see Niko Price sort of fanboying about Cerrone while not holding back his punches, which I'm glad that he wasn't sort of starstruck, and yeah, that he wasn't holding back his punches. And yeah, the guys in the main event, Colby Covington, he broke Tyron Woodley. He defeated him in round 5 by one can say an injury, but clearly the injury was caused by Colby Covington, a TKO, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he literally broke Tyron Woodley, just like Usman broke him in his fight. Yeah, which I think that most people expected the fight to go as it did, at least the first 4 rounds, and just Colby Covington using his pressure, using his awesome cardio. Perhaps not strength, because he's not the strongest guy, but he does find a way to win every single time, except his fight with against Usman. But yeah, that was an awesome fight. we really got to see Colby's kickboxing, which is really underrated. Like, he landed the bigger punches while doing the wrestling, while doing everything. I feel like he did more damage on Woodley. Obviously, Woodley's a tank, and he's gonna take every single one of those shots, and you're really not gonna knock him out. And if you were going to finish him, then I don't know, learn from Covington. Like, those body shots were brutal, and one of them probably broke Woodley's ribs. And whenever he was going for that guillotine choke, it just put a bunch of pressure on the ribs, and he just had to quit. And yeah, obviously, like, you can hear him speak about the pain, which was unbearable, and I can only imagine it. It was a chaotic fight, no wonder, but it was an awesome fight. And last but not least, even though it wasn't the main event, I feel like when people are talking about this event, they're mostly talking about Khamzat Chimaev, who destroyed Gerald Meerschaert, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, in 17 seconds. Yeah, he smashed that dude. That's just like he said he was going to do. And that was an awesome performance. Like, can you imagine it going better? Like, 17 seconds, not a single shot was taken by Chimaev, and just seriously one single right hand. That's all it took. Even though Gerald had a reasonably good strategy, like he was circling the cage, he probably wasn't going to be taken down, but yeah, that was a brutal finish, and by one really, really scary dude. So let's go to what people are talking about after the event. Usually after fight nights, like, the discussions and that the event is happening, or maybe the discussions last a couple more days. But now people are still talking about this. They're still interested in what Chimaev is going to do next, what Colby is going to do next. And yeah, it was just a bunch of awesome fights. So the first thing that people are talking about is obviously the winner of the main event, Colby. They're talking about him. They're talking about Trump. They're talking about Dragon Energy. So another thing that people are talking is, as I said, the scariest dude in the UFC, and actually scary. Like, I see so many people saying, "Oh, this guy's scary. This guy's scary." Yeah, I mean, they're scary to fight against. Like, every single UFC fighter would be scary to fight in a bar fight, for instance. But Chimaev is another level scary. He's just got that mysterious feel to himself. Like, yeah, he's just a mystery still. Like, he's only had 3 fights in the UFC. Like, the finishes that he's had, his unbeaten record, his confidence, and yeah, he's just like, after the second fight, I remember him in the press conference. I think he was talking like, "I don't want to be like McGregor. I want to fight for good," even though he didn't sort of elaborate on that. But now he kind of stopped talking about that, and he's just like, I want to smash you, I want to smash him, I want to smash everybody. And, you know, fair play. Like, that's gonna make people want to watch you. His style, him fighting without really taking any breaks, is making Dana want to book him. And yeah, that's surely exciting. So what do you guys think is next for either one of these fighters, Colby Covington and Chimaev? I'm gonna make my predictions and what I think makes sense, but I wanna hear what you guys think. So for Colby, I feel like it wasn't a tough matchup for either one of these guys, but he's probably gonna take a break. He still, I think, has to get used to his new gym, because I feel like his previous performance against Usman or against Robbie Lawler, where he looked better than he did in this fight. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
So maybe he still needs to get used to his new sparring partners, coach, etc. Yeah, he can wait for Trump to win, party with him, and then I feel like, as he said, and there really are just two fights that make sense for him. It's either Masvidal or the title shot against Usman/Burns. Or be a replacement for that fight as well. That all of these options make sense. Any other fight, I don't think really makes sense. Like he took a fight against Robbie Lawler, which didn't really make sense. He took this fight, which story-wise made sense, but not really ranking-wise, I don't think, at least. And so yeah, more than likely he's gonna rest. He's gonna sort of get used to the new rhythm and come back at some point next year, unless he's going to be a replacement for Burns versus Usman, which I think is going to happen in December. Chimaev, he's talking about Damian Maia. That was the idea, and that's going to be an interesting fight. I don't think it's going to end like this one did, but I feel scared for Maia. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen for Chimaev? He's going to get submitted, which is a possibility, but that's one of the better ways to lose a fight. Although he's not the type to tap out, so who knows? Maybe he's going to get choked out. Maybe he's going to have he perhaps going to injure himself by not tapping out, breaking his arm or whatever. But yeah, more than likely, I really see Chimaev winning. And as he said, he wants to submit Maia, and if he submits Maia, like he says, he's the best grappler in the UFC. I guess that makes sense, even though Maia is like at the very end of his career. But who knows? If he beats Maia, what am I to say who's the better grappler if he submits him? So I think he's perhaps not gonna try the strategy that he tried in this fight. He's not gonna try to knock him out in the first round or whatever. He's gonna try to take him down. Just he proved the point in this fight that he is an awesome striker. He's gonna prove the point which people already knew, that he's a great wrestler. He's gonna prove the point that he's a great jiu-jitsu artist as well. So yeah, I think that's how the fight's gonna go. And yeah, a couple more fights, 2 or 3, and I see him getting the title shot. At which point I think Colby's gonna be the champion. It's probably gonna be like the end of next year, and yeah, there's a good chance that these two are going to meet. So I see that my battery is running out, so I'm not sure if this video is gonna get cut off, but hopefully not. So yeah, how do you guys see Colby versus Chimaev playing out? Because that's gonna be one hell of a fight. I sort of have this prediction. If Khamzat's gas tank gets tested in either Maia fight or his 1 or 2 other fights before he gets the title shot, then I give the edge to Chimaev, to Khabib 2.0. However, if his gas tank doesn't get tested, even though you could say that his cardio looks great, like at the gym he perhaps performs amazingly, but still, this is the main event, 3-5 rounds. Like, you have to know that you can get through the pressure, get through the stress. And if he proves himself, for instance, the Damian Maia fight, I don't think it's gonna end in round 1, might go to round 2, 3, maybe even a decision. So if his gas tank gets tested, I give the edge to him. Otherwise, I really see just Colby Covington winning the decision, finding a way to win. And yeah, because nobody has a better gas tank than Covington. Although the striking of Chimaev I wouldn't say it's better than Covington's, but like his power is definitely more impressive than Covington's. Although, like technique-wise, Colby might be better, but not by a lot. So that's a fascinating fight. If it actually comes around, then obviously I'm gonna make a more well-rounded prediction video and sort of the pre-fight and post-fight analysis, all that good stuff. It's still, to my estimates, it's about a year from now, and yeah, I feel like that's what the fans want, and that's what the fans are going to want. They want Colby's chin tested, and who better can test it than somebody like Chimaev? Chimaev's cardio has never really been tested because he's never gone past round 2, and most of his finishes are in round 1, like seriously 17 seconds. So both of these things need to be tested, and that's what the fans want. This fight is unavoidable, guys. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. I give it a year, maybe sooner, maybe a bit later, but yeah, these two are just going to meet, unless Chimaev decides to stay in middleweight, which I doubt it. Although I feel like at welterweight, it might be that his cardio was worse than middleweight, so perhaps that's how he chooses his fights. If he sees that he's going to have the cardio, he fights at middleweight, and if not, he goes to welterweight. Still, that dude is crazy. That dude is fascinating and actually freaking scary. Like, there's no other fighter that I'd be as scared to meet as him. Like, yeah, he's just got that thing. I don't know. He's got that it factor. So yeah, what do you guys think about this awesome dream fight, which I feel like is pretty likely to happen at some point? What do you guys think these two should do next? What did you think about the event? All that stuff, I want to hear it. I want to discuss it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I might do another post-fight or maybe even pre-fight analysis video when Israel Adesanya is going to fight Paulo Costa. That's a crazy fight. The build-up has been incredible. They really did it right with the marketing and everything. So until then, see you guys later and have a good one. Bye.